What's up YouTube? Capital G here. Got some super quantum duels for you guys to check out, showing you some spicy plays the archetype is capable of. I feel like this archetype is really just like one good card away from really being able to break out and potentially be a fringe meta deck. Like maybe if it had an Infernity Barrier that you can only activate if you controlled a super quantum Xyz monster, like that might get them there. It'd probably have to have some bonus effect, but anyways, I'm just wishful thinking. Let's go ahead and roll the duel. First duel is going to be pretty much a one-sided stomp. He's going to open with Reasoning. Reasoning is quite popular in Super Quantums because all your Super Quantum monsters are different levels, including the white layer that came out in Dark Neostorm. He does get blue layer, which is excellent because he just gets a free Stratos, gets the field spell, discards the white. That means that he can rank up his Xyz monster, and at the same time, he can also get himself an Alphon, so that's pretty good. Now, this is interesting. I've never really seen like a Mech Knight build that wants to go first. Usually Mech Knight Invoke and other Mech Knight variants, they want to go second. But he's actually going to make the Mech Knight Link monster turn one, which gets him a World Legacy Succession, so a nice little monster reborn. He is going to go ahead and summon off his red layer that hits the graveyard. I feel like their Link monster in Super Quantums, it gets such a bad reputation, but it does pay you back. Like you can see here, doesn't really have a lot of resources, but again, every time that you accede to it, you do get to draw a card. So it is fairly easy to constantly accede and draw a bunch of cards. So you see right here, he's going to summon the red layer. That means he gets to draw one card, activates World Legacy Succession. He is going to go ahead and accede. That draws him another card. And it even works when you make Great Magnus because that is still a super quantum monster. So he can go ahead, he can exceed that, and boom, he gets to draw another card. So even though he didn't, it didn't look that economic, he did, he still ends with 5 cards in his hand. Plus, obviously, he has the Great Magnus, and a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh decks, if they don't have Kaijus in the main deck, they pretty much can't kill this card. If you try to throw Boros Sword at it, like chances are your opponent is just going to spin back the Boros Sword. So whatever this build is, some type of Minerva Swarm, I don't even know what this build is at the top. He realizes that he doesn't have an Alta Magnus, and then he's going to scoop. Second duel is going to be a lot more interactive. We got Ignites, first sighting of Ignites on this channel in a long time, and there will be no Great Magnus. At least there won't be turn 1. He basically is going to end with just red layer on board, and once I saw that, I was like, oh lord, this Ignite player might get it in because he has Rescue Rabbits, he has 2 more Ignites, his opponent has no disruption, there are no hand traps, so obviously he can do whatever the heck he wants, including just summoning the bunny as his normal summon, getting 2 Ignites out. That probably means Electromite. Electromite's probably going to pop a card, draw a card, and he's going to have a massive Pendulum Summon here. I'm thinking a Pendulum Summon of at least 4 monsters. Yeah, it looks like he's going to Pendulum Summon 2. Goes for Utopia. I thought he was going to go Utopia double, but I guess he doesn't run double or nothing. This is why you run double or nothing. I get that it's a brick, but there are going to be duels like this where you just win the duel because of Utopia double. So sadly, he's going to get so close to winning here. Very, very close, but not quite enough to actually cash in. Leaves his opponent with 400 life points. I felt so bad. Now, if these 2 monsters were both the same level, maybe he would have been able to go for like Volcasaurus, maybe rank that up into a Gaia. That could have been potentially game, but they are a 5 and a 6, so there will be no XC plays. He's going to pass it back to his opponent. He's going to throw out the Galaxy Cyclone. This is 200 IQ tech. I never even thought about this, right? So, obviously not a lot of people run Ignites, but he's going to activate Metaverse, and I was like, wait a minute, do Ignites even have a field spell? I had to think about it. I was like, wait, Ignites have a field spell? I think Ignites do have a field spell, but I don't really think it's that good. That's not what he's going for, and he's not going for Mystic Mine or anything like that. What he actually goes for is he goes for the 10 Yi field spell, which is amazing because all it really requires is you to have a non-effect monster on the field. And then we were talking about this on my live stream the last time I streamed. We were like, it's kind of like Max C built into a field spell because it lets you draw 2 cards when your opponent special summons. And you know in Yu-Gi-Oh 2019, your opponent is going to special summon every single turn unless they're playing like Guru Control. So he does get to draw 2 cards off of his opponent's the Mech Knight, not this one, the purple Nightfall, which he doesn't really get any cards that are good, but still the concept is quite amazing in my opinion, being able to draw 2 cards. Ideally you'd want to draw stuff like Phantasme, or Ash Blossom or some type of hand traps. He didn't actually draw those, but he still has 4 monsters on board, so I really don't see his opponent killing him, even if he does drop Great Magnus. He is probably in line to dropping that card. He did not search for Succession this time because he already had it in his hand. Instead, he went for the World Legacy Secret, so it's fine. Okay, I thought maybe he might try to pop his opponent's, back row, but instead he just went ahead and he popped the field spell. You can see right here, he has the Mech Knight Link. He's drawn 1, he's drawn 2, and he will ultimately get that 3rd draw by making Great Magnus. So this is why I kind of like this card. You put a lot of resources into it, but you do get to draw 3 cards. Does a decent amount of damage there, and I believe he has 2 breakthrough skill set, which against Ignites could be potentially useless because, they're non-effect monsters already. However, for them to out Great Magnus, he has to go back into his extra deck. So we'll see what he tries to do here. I think he made a miscalculation. Mistakes are going to be made. Awesome Dick Pendulum summon there. Goes into Dual Little Chimera and the Flame Swordsman Link monster. But he finds out the hard way, even though Mech Knight Crusader Astrum is such an amazing card and very difficult to kill, it is not difficult to kill if you have non-targeting removal. And Great Magnus says, bitch, please get off the field. And that's basically a wrap. It doesn't even trigger, by the way, because it was not sent to the graveyard. So I'm guessing that he didn't have an out in his deck, as most Yu-Gi-Oh decks do not have an out to this. Again, Boral Sword, not going to be able to kill it because as soon as they attack, you just spin Boral Sword back to the extra deck, and then you say, GG scrub, no re. But yep, they did it, or Great Magnus got the job done, and Super Quantums take a couple of easy victories by pretty much just summoning this card and saying, oh, you don't have a Kaiju? Guess that means I win. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed these short duels. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.